Intensive care paramedic Ray and the air ambulance team are on their way to a bizarre case at Leopold, 90 kilometres southwest of Melbourne, where a man has been impaled with his own pruning shears.
So the implement is like a pair of secateurs, and the point has actually gone in beside the patient's left eye, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 1 to 2 inches.
Now, these can be potential surreal and bizarre jobs, but this is a serious call. The patient has potential for eye damage, for skull fracture and damage, and potential injury and infection towards his brain.
Yeah, it looks like the ambo has just turned up.
An ambulance crew has the 64-year-old patient on board. They're now meeting up with the helicopter team at the local footy oval.
How you doing?
This is fun.
Hello, John. Dramatic. That is certainly not something you see every day. Actually, in 23 years, I don't think I've seen it at all. You look at it and just shake your head and go, what are the odds? Can you see out of that left eye?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, excellent.
John was at the top of a ladder using telescopic shears to cut tree branches when the pole snapped and the blade plunged into his head.
We're going to load you on, get you into the chopper and get you in somewhere where they can get that thing out.
Yep.
I'm still stunned how it didn't take the eye out. It's mystifying. How you doing pain-wise?
Oh, it's just
Sore?
the same, yeah.
Yeah, okay, still pretty sore.
Without an X-ray, it's impossible to know how deeply embedded the shears are. Trying to remove them now could cause permanent damage to John's eye.
I still don't know whether it's lodged behind the eyeball, touching nerves, touching the blood supply.
It ain't coming out. Not yet, anyway.
Removing those shears without any imaging, without really knowing what's going on, would be beyond foolish to be culpable. He says he's got vision, so he's missed the eyeball. It's probably pushed just behind it. Near,
Get up as straight as you can.
Slightest movement.
Slightest movement doesn't do it for you.
Back at Leopold, 90 kilometres southwest of Melbourne, 64-year-old John is in agony after an horrific gardening accident.
All right, you happy to come in?
With pruning shears embedded dangerously close to the optic nerve, flight paramedic Ray needs to get John to a trauma centre as soon as possible to have the blade surgically removed.
Thank you very much for your help, John.
John's incredible, and he's stoic, and he's brave, and he's doing his very, very best to put on the bravest face for us. And he's doing it remarkably well. Can you pop the left eye open? Can't see out of it really, can you? Your eyeballs.
Yeah.
You can see pretty well? All right. Good part about that is it means your eyeball's good.
Well, I'm very lucky.
Yeah. Yes, in many, many ways it is true.
I'm really lucky because it just about knocked me out, but I could tell I was going to fall over the fence.
Yep, you managed to hold yourself.
I managed to stay put.
It will only be a 15-minute flight to the Royal Melbourne Hospital, but Ray is concerned the vibration of the helicopter could make John's injury worse.
John, this thing's a lot of vibrations on takeoff. We'll settle in. Yeah, I know. And at the end, there's certainly a lot of vibrations as we're landing, okay? Helicopters, they're basically a bucket of bolts glued together, trying to shake themselves apart. They vibrate an awful lot. That's just the nature of what they do.
Is that pressing on anything?
No.
There's small micro movements that, particularly in different parts of the flight, may get quite drastic and quite violent. That's not going to help where this shear's going to go because he's not going to be able to hold it.
All right, starting.
He moves it a millimetre or two the wrong way, he could potentially lose his eyeball.
Afternoon, Royal Melbourne. This is Hems 1 inbound to you.
Flight paramedic Ray is transporting the unlucky John to the Royal Melbourne Hospital after a freak gardening accident.
Over 63-year-old gent, he was pruning trees today with a telescopic pruner. The head's dislodged and come down and has struck him in the face, so it's still embedded in his left eye socket as we speak.
From what I can tell, it's in a fair way.
Yeah, from what we can see, it's in a fair way too, okay?
So this is clearly quite a dramatic injury. Those secateurs, they've embedded themselves quite deeply into his left eye socket. Now, they've left the eye alone because we know John can see out of that quite well. So it looks like the eye's undamaged, but they're quite deep. So he's really in for a surgical solution to get that out as quick as we can. John, how are you feeling?
Okay.
It is as though the painkillers haven't had any effect at all.
Yeah, I'm thinking about giving you some other stuff, but actually I don't want to make you woozy with that in your head. But I don't want your head flopping around because I don't want that blade to go in any deeper than it's already going, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking at John and I'm thinking, that has got hurt. But it throws us into the limit. The great things we've got for taking away pain, so your opiates, your morphine and your fentanyl, they also have a side effect that they could potentially make you vomit. Vomiting basically increases pressure in your eyeball, believe it or not. It's the last thing you want to do.
Once we get to hospital, they might give you something to knock you out.
I'm going to need to be knocked out, I can tell you.
You'll definitely be knocked out to get that out.
So I can't bomb him out on the good pain relief at the moment. I can't give him the heavy hammer, the ketamine. I don't want him to go and flop back because the ketamine's working so well. Or two, pull it out because it's not hurting anymore.
It's really stinging.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to hang tough.
3 minutes out, gents.
Thank you.
At last, the hospital is in sight, and John's agonising ride will finally be over.
All right, I know this is stinging a lot.
But there's one last hurdle.
About come in and land, okay?
So John's tolerated this whole journey, and it's not long for us, probably for John, half a lifetime. But now we've got to land at the Royal Melbourne Hospital, and now the helicopter's going to sit its nose up, and it's going to do that vibration thing we've warned him about.
Hey, this is the vibration part.
And you are clear, straight down left.
It shakes everything. And in this particular case, it's shaking those shears inside of his head. All I'm doing is just crossing my fingers at this point that nothing gets worse, and we quickly get through it. It's all we can do.
Clear, straight down left.
Well, John, okay?
So they're off.
That's hurting a lot.
Step out. Get quicker.
So landing at the Royal Melbourne, thinking he probably hasn't escaped scot-free. He could have potential fractures, and he probably does. There's probably fractures behind the eye socket, potentially the cheekbone, potentially around the eye orbit.
A few bumps, mate.
Right. But really, if John keeps his eyesight, today's actually not been too bad a day. He says he's got vision, so I think he's missed the eyeball. Probably pushed behind it.
It's been 2 weeks since John managed to embed pruning shears into his head after a freak gardening accident. A team of doctors at the Royal Melbourne Hospital carefully extracted the shears.
Wasn't until I'd seen the X-ray that I realised how serious it was. And yeah, I'm very lucky to have an eye.
John is not expected to lose any eyesight, but surprisingly, he can already be found pottering in the garden at home with sharp instruments.
The swelling's gone down and cuts are healing. Underneath, I have a fractured cheek. It's sore under there, but my looks are all right. I really think there was a bit of divine intervention. Somebody was looking after me. Oh, the paramedics, everybody was exceptional. They really looked after me because I was in a bad way. So I can't thank them enough.